quick. Let the sunshine in. Boom, baby, boom. Yes, rise. Give me some shine. Give me that shine, man. There's life up in this bitch. We are live from Las Vegas at UNLV, my old alma mater. I'm on campus, y'all. Larger than life. I'm gonna cut through this shade real quick. Let me let you in on this shine real quick. Your boy's pulling up his pants because he's officially down to 204 pounds. I looked at the fucking man, I almost screamed on top of this scale this morning, man. I was like, oh my God, I'm skinny. My fucking pants are falling off. Right off my big old ass. Y'all can kiss my big old non-existent ass anymore. This was happening this morning. What's happening, everybody? Happy 4th of July. It's your boy Marky Say It live at the 95 on campus. We loud. We out sure. And I'm feeling great, man. I am feeling great. I have to tell you, like, something about having self-control, something about applying yourself and getting something out of it, and something about true freedom. And that's what I want to talk about this morning, because everybody likes to talk about freedom, but freedom ain't really free. And we're not really free as we like to be. And I wanted to talk about these things. I was watching this morning, I was reading the news, and some poor bastard. It ain't right. I'm gonna say it right now, it ain't right. You got 1.5 ounces, just 1.5 ounces, and he's looking at life in prison for weed. Fucking me up right now this morning. It's fucking me up this morning. Look at this thing. It's got like portals to the backside. I don't normally get to come up through this side, but you guys are gonna see the light. You're gonna see the light with me. There's a lighthouse here. I always tell people, meet me at the light. There's a metal lighthouse here, and it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful campus. I love coming on campuses. There's so much engineering. Someone had to design these metal studs for the lights. Someone had to place the concrete. Someone had to paint everything, and it's a beautiful thing, man. When you get on campus, like, everybody has such a beautiful look, it's not even funny. So I get on it and I show the light. Check it out. Look at that. There you go. There you go. Everybody shine the light. At least we got one student, one person with a backpack and a keychain or something. I love being here. Oh shit, kids here too. So beautiful. Check it out, man. Rise and shine. We got the arts department over here showing off people all day long. I love my energy because then people get close. It'd be otherwise empty, but energy will show it off, get in the shade real quick, show off all the Ming Su and people from around the world, the Manzoli brass gold, and you know, the culture, the real culture, mariachi. And look at this. This is the light. Boom, baby, boom. This is the light. And then my friend said, we got a spot and agenda too. Boom, baby, boom. Look at it. Oh, I wish I had a baby. Look, acting in front of the mirror. All the Acts 22, 23, crumbs for the table of joy. Yes, bless. We're gonna show this off. This is morning. Morning, everybody. Morning. Look at this. I'm back to loving my life. I'm back to being in the shade. And she's back to talking. And here we are on top of the world, y'all. I'm sitting on top of the world. I love my life! Yes. Blessed. I love my life. I got him too. Look, he's like, yes, let me grab my girl's hand. He loves his life too. Look, he was like, oh, come closer. I'm going to protect you. You don't have to protect anybody from love. You don't have to protect anybody from a person screaming, I love my life. You need to be screaming top of your lungs every morning. What do you love? You know, what do you really love? And I love my life enough to save my own ass, man. You know what I'm saying? I love my life enough to stop eating sugars and stop being rude and stop being uncontrolled. Rebels make it happen, y'all. Rebels make it happen. And as I sit here, we're going to talk about freedom. So these guys die for our freedoms. We go to battle. We kind of intrude on other people's freedoms. At the end of the day, you ain't really free till you can be exactly who you want to be. And that's why I started watching my diet, man. That's why I started to do the show. That's why I decided to become accountable. We talked about abortion rights this whole time. I just lost a child, so it's on my mind, and it's all over everyone's lips. And how free are you? You know, everybody keeps saying my body, my choice, and it's like your body made a choice. You know, I made a choice for my body, and my choice for my body was to not eat sugar. Now I know damn well, you know, the CDC or the Supreme Court or anybody could go, ban sugar and we'd still find a way. Ban weed and we still find a way. Like, you can't ban people from having sex. There's just no law in the land that'll make people stop being people. But we got to stop ourselves, man. That was the whole thing I was talking about. Accountability was just like, where are you in your life? Where are you in your mind? Where are you in your soul? Are you having intimate conversations with yourself? Are we talking ourselves into being on the phone as soon as we wake up and sitting there? I can tell you this, man. Not only do I feel amazing, which is what I really was fighting for. I was fighting to feel amazing because I was feeling so depressed, man. I felt like I had fucked up my whole life. It's good to see these old people walking. It's good to see the old people walking. Good morning. I'm the old people walking too. I don't give a fuck. Okay, I need to feel good. And that was the whole point of this, dude, is to feel better about our lives and ourselves and our minds. And as I talk about freedoms this morning, we aren't free till we take accountability. There it is. You know what I mean? I hate to say it, but this is Saints Addiction. We tell the truth on my heart from the start. As my pants keep falling off. I love it. I can't keep my pants on. I need to wear a belt all the time. But yeah, we're going to be over here in the shade. Let me get on my little stoop. So yesterday I was smoking a stogie and it made me so dizzy and nasty. I'm not doing that no more. I just need the, what do you call it? Just the rap lady if I'm smoking weed. But, times got tough, so I just stopped smoking weed. I didn't start stealing to get my weed, okay? I didn't start bumming off my friends to get weed. I'm not that addicted to weed. I know I call it Saints Addiction, but it wasn't like the cocaine my homies were doing. I love these little filaments falling from the trees every time I come out here. So magical. Another person walking. So it's Monday. I'm on campus, and it just so happens to be 4th of July. And it just so happens to be my grandma's birthday. Shout out to my grandma. We've always had a close relationship since I was a kid, and she always gets to holler at me. I'm her Marky face, and she's my grandma face. And she's always had her birthday on 4th of July, and we always thought, man, Grandma, you got the best birthday ever. Like, for reals, though. Everybody's in the park, fucking barbecue and fireworks. Like, how'd you pull it off? You know what I'm saying? My grandma had the best birthday. But the freedom only reigns on us, right? Like, we go out of our ways to say that we're free, land of the free, but I say it's land of the fees. There's no frees over here. There's a lot of fees over here, and whether it be your car insurance or an HOA fee or a traffic ticket or your car getting towed or your abortion rights getting taken away or not becoming constitutional anymore. This is what ends up happening. You don't have to find your own freedom. I'm gonna have to tell you right now. There's a reason there's an anarchy A here in this logo. It's like I don't think anybody should interrupt anybody's pursuit to happiness, right? I don't think anybody should do anything that impacts somebody else. Oh shit, she's doing laps. She's going down and back. Look, she's looking at her hands too. And this is how I feel, right? So when I'm doing things with my life, like pushing it and doing something every day. I told the girl last night, we don't have any time. Like, I'm 42, you're 38, you're tripping. You sitting here one of these days, if you need to start getting the words when out of your mouth, like when it happens, because when it happens, it goes down, when it happens. From Tame Impala, if anybody wants to know. It's a really good song, When It Happens. But when it happens to you, when you grab your accountability and you start saying, I want a different life. I want to do laps back and forth. I want to drink water instead of soda. I want to travel places I always said I wanted to go to. And oh my God, it's a hummingbird. Look, he's right on the tree. I don't know if you can see it. He's floating around. Oh, there it is. Another beautiful thing right there. My friend was saying that she started seeing a hummingbird after her husband died. And I truly believe it. There's some angels hanging out, and I'm watching one right now. Before we die, before we get turned into hummingbirds, I hope that you live. And when you're living, I hope that you live free. A lot of the conception is to stick with greed, that the person at the top gets the most freedoms. They're going to do whatever they can and the most that they can. But I've seen people that own homes recently that are lawyers and successful working out, and they still don't have self-control. And that was something I was like, you're not really free, bro. You haven't really freed yourself from the matrix. You only visited Thailand for 2 weeks. That's not enough time. 2 months ain't enough time. Let me know when you got 6 months. That's when you're really free. Oh, I can't, man. I gotta go back to this job, da 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 da. Or oh man, I got 6 dogs and da 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 da. I got so many friends with so many excuses and without passports. It was almost like I had to make a rule for people that if you are without passport, we can't be friends, kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like, we can't be friends unless there's another person walking, getting their health on, getting their mental health on. I always used to think that just working out was just about physical benefits. You know, it's just what I could see in the mirror, but what I couldn't see inside was my ability to grip myself and say, hey, you, shake, 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 shake inside. You, I got to punch at the camera. You are in control of you. What a fabulous feeling to have self-control. To say, I'm not just going to jump on my phone. I'm not just going to do things randomly out of emotions and because I felt a certain type of way. I'm not swayed like the waves. I'm not the waves in the ocean. I'm the boat. I built a boat for myself, something I could get in and leave the bullshit behind, find a new way, find new friends, find new places to go. If I didn't feel free in America, people shooting each other on Fremont all the time. There was another shooting, I think 7 dead in Chicago, 32 injured. It was just fucked up. And I'm like, I'm getting out of here, man. Like, I don't want to get shot randomly by some motherfuckers. That's not very free. You know, you're free to have a gun, but you just impacted me. You know, like, that's what's happening. You know, like, we talk about freedoms, but we don't really mean it. And I wanted to do things that I really mean. When I say I'm going to go on my diet, I really mean it. You know, I mean, I got to be about it. And come on, thumb, get out of the way. But your boy, not sucking it in. This morning, weighed in at 205, and my pants are fucking falling off. And I'm just so grateful, man. That's 30 pounds. 30 pounds off my waist. That as soon as I landed from Brazil, I was about that weight. And then I lost my baby, and sure shit, I put on almost 40 pounds of weight around my waist. And I saw it in the videos. I saw my belly sticking out. I saw it pushing my shirt out. Shit, look how baggy the shirt is right here, because it's so used to being stretched by my belly. And I took control of me. I said, yo, dude, I mean, we do things. First of all, I masturbated last night, and I haven't masturbated in a whole month. We do things so randomly, like constant masturbation, constant Netflix, and constant social media. And that's our choice. That's our freedom of choice. When no one else is watching, what are you doing with your hours? You know, because we only got hours. We've not got days. We don't have no promise faces. There's no months. There's no years. People be like, oh yeah, next decade. Don't talk to me like that. There's no tomorrow. And for those that know there's no tomorrow, starts breaking it down into increments, like hours, seconds, minutes, to the day. What the fuck are you going to do with your day to day? And it's 4th of July, and I know a lot of people are going to do fireworks and drink and all that other good stuff, but what are you going to do today for your real freedom? Because this gentleman just had 1.5 ounces because he had a firearms charge, and it's Mississippi. The law is saying that this man is going to face his whole life in jail because he had a small amount of weed on him. Now, 1.5 ounces is completely legal here. I'm allowed to have 2 ounces on me here in America, no problems at all. But because he's in, or here in Nevada, but because he's in Mississippi, he's not as free as he'd like to be. And everybody's bitching about their abortions, talking about how you're going to get free. Welcome to the truth. We aren't free. Okay, 75% of those inmates, they make up 13% of the population in Mississippi, black people, but they are 75% of the inmates. Do you know what gerrymandering is? Do you know what Jim Crows look like? They do these laws because they know only black people are going to get prosecuted. I've been in the system, okay? It's the most horrible thing in the world to watch it. I was watching last night in Atlanta, and the poor dude had mental issues. They let him kind of walk around. He drank from the toilet. I don't know why they let him do that. The guy was like, oh, you're really retarded. And he spit it out on him, and he straight clocked him over the head with a billy club, an angry fucking hit that no one else is gonna be free from. No one else is gonna stop him. These police officers are out of control. I swear, I just saw something about, what's his name, Travis Walker, or another Trayvon. No, that was a person killing another person. This was 7 or 8 cops that shot this child 60 times. All of a sudden, it sounded like fireworks. Just ceasefire, ceasefire. It was literally that long. I had to exaggerate my 60 times because he ran a traffic light. He lost his life. He's literally running for his life because he knows these cops aren't going to pay fair. He knows that he could lose his whole life in a jail cell over something ticky-tacky. He knows that just by being a black male in America, that it's dangerous. It's not free. Everybody wants to talk about their freedoms to their own body, even though their bodies are making decisions. No one's going to stop you from masturbating but yourself. No one's going to stop you from drinking sodas but yourself. These are all self-control issues, and yet motherfuckers be acting like the law is going to change the land. It doesn't work that way. Someone's always going to have power. Like I used to tell my ex, everybody has a boss. You should be your own boss. And even then, you boss yourself around. Tell yourself to fucking go to the gym. Boss yourself around and tell yourself to start a business. Boss yourself around and get some discipline. That's what bossing looks like. Look at this. Whoa. Okay. That was cool. You know, and I wouldn't have been able to see these birds fly and have those moments with these little things in the sky, you know, if I didn't will myself, you know. And that's what willpower is all about. I have a shirt, you guys should see it, it says willpower, but you know, true willpower, to have the will. This isn't maybe the 8th time in my life that I had to lose the weight. I usually balloon up about to 240, 235, 238. And now I'm down to 204, and I'm sitting here going like, I'm a beast now. You know, I'm making my phone calls. I'm getting up early in the morning. I'm not making no excuses. I'm not letting the Supreme Court make my final decision. I took control. And most of these women are doing a good job. All of a sudden, everybody's calling Plan B, stocking up on their Plan B pills. Everybody's stocking up on their condoms, you know. This is a choice, a decision, a way to fix the topic. And other people want to be like, well, the law of the land. They didn't give a fuck about the law of the land when I was in South Korea with my 3.5 grams, my 1/8 of weed, and I was looking at 5 years of my life. Because that's their law. Now, everybody could say it's all weird and judgmental and we're supposed to be free. Since I've checked, these laws ain't free. There were 3 strike laws, proportionately to colored people. It's still in our incarceration system, still predominantly people of color, and that means brown and black. It's not white people, it's the white people making the laws. You know it, I know it, and they do it because they want to control this other uncertain race, right? Like, we don't know black people, we don't know them that well. We want to educate them and encourage them and make them know certain things. No, we want to, let's see if he's gonna take off. You gonna go with your buddies? Go with your buddies. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, he followed them too. So cool. Look at them, they all going after each other. So cool. That's group work. That's teamwork right there. And that's when it's, oh, she's coming back. She's doing laps. How funny. But yeah, that's us, man. That's us in our own right, being fragile, fickle, you know, inconsistent. You know, we're human. You know, and we're not robot. We're not gonna be doing the same motherfucking things every day, even though the Instagram wants to play it that way. You know, every day you're trying to show off a life to other people that you barely know, instead of showing off a life to yourself. You know, I like when I get blocked. I'm like, yes, that's 30 days. I don't have to post, you know, freedom, you know, like freedom to get off my fucking phone when I want to, freedom to not smoke a stogie right now. You know, I don't have to smoke weed. I don't have to chase calories. I don't have to chase anything that's not meant for me. And that's what I'm grateful for. You know, there have been so many things that have sat us down. You know, like my buddy said, I just sat in COVID and I started eating. And then my other buddy said, man, it better not be, because then I'll gain another 60, 80 pounds. You're all fucking lying. You know, you're all fucking lying to yourselves. You had control over yourself. You could have picked up the habit of doing crunches in the morning. You could have picked up the habit of eating right. You could have picked up any other habits instead of being lazy. And that's a habit in itself. There's a lack of freedom in it. When I see overweight people, it's like you are literally trapped now inside your own prison. Talk about having a passport. You're not going to get a run out of your body and leave the fat behind. It comes with us. It comes right on our hearts. And that's one of the reasons I like working on my heart from the start, to work this heart of mine
so it can keep pumping. You know, it doesn't know that I just pumped a bunch of sugar in it because I was depressed, and there's a whole pint now floating around in my stomach and giving me the shits in the morning. It don't care about any of that. It just said, oh, you wanted a reward? Here you go. And it's like, okay, we can keep rewarding ourselves without effort. You know, I mean, just being honest, you know, we can all sit there and just go, oh, my award for today is that I get to have masturbation, or yesterday because I hadn't had it in 30 days and I wanted to keep my testosterone levels up. And I made a concert effort that I was going to masturbate. I had some alone time and picked my favorite porn actress, did the whole bit. But it wasn't like I did 2 and 3 and kept it going. I'm going to go every 30 days, like my buddy was saying. No, every 7 days, and just to keep my body tip top in shape, but not because I want to jerk off, but because I want my testosterone levels up, and I release, and not to just build up and not have any self-control, but to take control over myself. That's all I was talking about with this abortion issue. Take control over yourself, homie. Nobody else is going to do it for you. Nobody else is going to do the work for us, dude. And that's what ends up happening is I don't like my long hair. I need a haircut. But that's it, man. No one's watching you. No one's going to count your reps. They don't give a shit about that. The only thing that you're going to get results for is the effort that you put in. So you can post all the effort that you want. You can put all that effort into Instagram posting, but it ain't the same as actually doing. You feel me on that? It's not the same as actually achieving. And that's what I think we need to do, is achieve our freedoms. You know, we don't get to steal it away from other people. We don't get to war it away from other people. You know what I mean? Like right now we're sending our ammunitions to the Ukraine so they can have some freedoms against Russia. And guess what? They're still losing the battle. This isn't one of these things that might does not make right. It's making all the other nations join NATO. For the first time, Sweden and Finland are joining NATO, and they're usually peaceful, pacifist countries, especially Sweden, always neutral. And now all of a sudden, not so neutral. Now very involved. And now they got an Asian NATO too. They call it the Quad with India. Who's in it? It's be real. Rebel. Be a rebel. That's right. And it sucks, man. It sucks that there are still countries that are trying to war against each other. I was saying that I can't remember. It's the Quad. It's Japan, America, India. Oh, and Australia. There it is. Okay, I know I figured it out. But, you know, when these other... Oh my God, there it is again. There's the little... I don't know if you can see right by the... Oh, there goes the hummingbird. Oh, yeah. For these nations to come together. Now, when you impact somebody else's freedoms, other people are going to band together, and now you got bullies, bigger bullies, to knock out the other bullies. So eventually, you know, the abuse will be stopped. The strong will survive, and hopefully the strong will step up to help the others survive. And is it equal? I posted it this morning. Egalitarianism is this idea of I'm an egalitarianism. I believe I'm an egalitarianist. No, but I believe that in equality. I believe that we all should have the same rights. And I believe we all should have the pursuit of life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness. I think that's just amazing verbiage. You know, that's amazing setup, especially here on Independence Days, to say that, you know, well, amazing way to say, man, I should be able to pursue my happiness. What stops me from being happy? Me, usually, right? Because if my ass really wanted to be happy, and I do, you know, I would do the things that I've been doing, like not smoking the stogies or cigarettes. Quit that shit a long time ago, but I picked it up yesterday and started feeling woozy again. I'm like, that's the reason I quit this, you know? I told my homie the other day I did meth 6 times. It's a horrible drug, and it was just the friends or whatever was partying, and I'm so glad it didn't happen to me. But I did cocaine way more than 6 times. And it did happen to me. And then all of a sudden, all this thing that I felt like I was being free, all of a sudden took control over me. And that's all I'm saying. It's like we talk about these laws, right? Like, you know, Supreme Court laws. But who was in control of you when you were having sex? And everybody's, oh, they're 12-year-olds and they have babies and incest and rape. And I'm like, these are a huge, small percentage. Like the other day when I wanted to get some clinical help and I asked the people, you guys got men's group classes that only for sex offenders? I hope that's a small group. So it's, again, these are the small percentages. For the major percentages, most of these are elderly people walking here. When I used to watch the pool in the morning, it was mostly elderly people up at 5, 6 a.m. getting their workout on because they don't want to stay inside of their head. I also always wondered what's up with the old folks, but they know that the energy's outside of their home. Most of us are battling our ways from work and can't wait to go home and just sit under the aircon and enjoy the bills that we pay. But do we live for the next day, or do we live for the next paycheck? Are we only there for the dollar, or are we there for the time? And that's why I always say time over cash, because everyone wants the cash. I want the time. And that's the way I live my life. You know, my stepdad thinks I was being lazy the whole time. He's got it all fucked up. He's jealous. He's jealous that I took my time and I did something with it. And I took my dime and I did something with it. And I spent every last dime to get every last time. And that's just me. I didn't want to give it over to somebody and think that, oh, because now you just gave me a pile of money, that I should be happy. I'm like, what am I going to do with this? This is going to these bills, and now I'm losing time. Like, you can't convince me of anything else. Everything else is all bullshit. And that's the ultimate freedom, is being able to, looking at me, staring at me now. He's got his fedora hat and then starts staring off like, I can see you, look at me, we're human. Anyway, that's us, right? Scared of our own shadows, not understanding ourselves. Why you gotta look over me and try to understand me? You need to understand yourself. What makes you you? Why? How do you get you to get juiced? How do you get yourself to be free? And as I talk about people traveling the world, I was at the barbecue and homeboys, oh, Peru, and I'm like, have you been? No. Like, I have been. Free yourself from that. You know, when my ex fucking talked some shit on me, she couldn't talk shit about me being spontaneous. Oh, you're not spontaneous stuff. I was like, oh, if we're going for a hike, let me go get my shoes. Oh, let's just go. I had brand new shoes. My mom just bought me all black. I didn't want to get them all fucked up like I did with my Pumas last time I was in Finland. And when I went to Machu Picchu in a week without my passport, I had to get it expedited. I didn't even have my up-to-date passport. It came the day before I was supposed to leave. Touchdown Saints. What's your excuse? Just it. That's my, what's your excuse? And it's time to make a shirt. What's your excuse? Because that's what we're going to do. We're going to give ourselves excuses and alibis and blame the Supreme Court and stand outside of Supreme Court Justice's house, even though that's illegal, trying to protest, when you know damn well that you are completely in control of your body. No one is running around here right now raping nobody. No one's pushing people to the ground. For the most part, we keep it pretty free. But when you had your freedom to go to that bar and drink that drink and hit on that guy and then go in the car with him and then take off your panties and then he didn't wear a condom, there's about the multiple choices of you giving up your freedom. Same like me. If I don't do the walk in the morning, then I lose the freedom of losing weight. Right? Like, then I don't have self-control or weight control, right? I have no control over my weight. I have no control over my mind, without any control over myself. Self-control, everybody talk about self-care. Self-control is more than self-care, because motherfuckers will buy pedicures, manicures, go into debt, do all sorts of shit calling it self-care. I'm talking about that work. Are you reading books? Are you educating yourself? Are you working yourself out? It's not just a workout, it's working yourself out. Working the will of our bodies and moving these apertures and moving the joints and moving our motion creates emotion. We are just emotional, right? We want to yell at somebody else for the decisions we made. I want to yell at the cop for pulling me over, but he pulled me over because I didn't have the tail light. Now, is that ticky-tacky? You're damn right it's ticky-tacky. There's got to be some meth heads you got to be looking for, or meth labs, or sexual offenders, or something. Y'all talking about protecting the Supreme Court justices. Do that. There's people shooting themselves right now, and you over here arresting somebody for a small amount of weed or a tail light. I saw one grandma, 65-year-old lady, get pulled out of her car and arrested all weird. Like, we're not that free. You know, all she had was a taillight out. And this poor kid got shot 60 times for a routine traffic stop, turned into his life being riddled with bullets, his whole body. And you're like, what kind of freedoms are we on? Where is the system for the people that are physically disabled or mentally disabled? When you're having the worst day of your life, the last thing you need is to be running from the cops and being shot. And that's what we're talking about in this country that I know and love. This is what I'm talking about this morning, is this: we are not free. You aren't free till you free your mind. Till you can free your mind, you can be like Nelson Mandela inside of a prison for 26 years and still run yourself. The prison didn't run him, he ran himself. He wasn't in prison, he was in his mind. And most motherfuckers don't want to go inside here and start having those conversations. No, they just rather just boop, boop, boop. I'm moving. I'm just like a rock'em sock'em robot. Somebody else has got the stick up my butt and they're moving me around, telling me what to do. I wanted us to start telling ourselves what to do. Instead of waiting for the Supreme Court or a law or anything else like that. That man that just gets facing his whole life in Mississippi after the first 2 charges, the gun charge and another fucking ticky-tacky charge, that was his time to go somewhere else. I mean, for real, it's so weird that you can be in a different area code or different state and you could come to Denver. And what Dylan did, he committed a crime, but because it was a felony in Louisiana, he couldn't get a job in Denver working for weed that he got popped is now free, or the freedoms of or allowed in Colorado, and now he can't get a job. This is some fucked up shit. And that's what I keep talking about. It's fucked up shit. So what's not making sense is that we're not making sense to ourselves. That's all I'm saying. It's like when you start sitting there, okay, let me become a different person real quick and like go, I don't know if they can talk to themselves like this. I don't know if they have the faculty or the whereabouts to do it, but if you can stay inside your mind, let's watch this stuff slowly thing. If you could tell your mind what to do, you will know freedom. Welcome to the anarchy, my freedom of my own mind, right here, right on my own head, my own logo, my own time, and what I'm going to do with this life, right? I was given a life. My parents laid down, made the ultimate sacrifice, and decided to give life not only to me, but my other siblings. And I look at like my brother Jeremy, he's kicking ass, taking names, doing what he wants to do. He's loving his life, making the awards, having an office, hiring people, his own business. That's something that he sat out to do. I remember when he looked in the mirror, I think he even had lipstick and wrote his goals on the mirror. You know, are you talking to yourself like that? Do you have the ability to will yourself like that? And then you're going to know real freedom. That's what I've been talking about. So it's such a weird situation where we, unfortunately, we act like we're free, but we're trapping ourselves. And it's not just because we're in America, and it's not just because he's in a certain state or I live in a certain state. It's because we live in a world inside of ourselves. And that world starts getting dictated by jealousy and greed and measurements, because all we do is give a healthy diet of our social media. We're constantly comparing ourselves to other people. And then we wonder why we're not happy. Well, when you're going to compare, right? That was so funny. She dropped it. He looked at her all frustrated. She looked at him. She's like, do you love me enough not to smack me? Now look at him. He's going to grab it. And look, she's going to be like, give it back, give it back. That was the best dad move ever. I was watching a meme the other day, and the dad like picked up the girl and she just fell back down like a noodle, and he just was like, fuck, through the fucking bike. You know, I mean, it's almost like his own frustration in his own child, you know, getting his own taste back to him. And that's what I'm seeing. Look, now they're together. See, let's do it together. Look how amazing that is. The experience is real. The bonding is real. They are spending time together. He made a decision to spend time with his little girl. And he said, because I spend time with her, I'm building a relationship. I'm putting my time into this child now. He's not spending a dime. He might have spent a couple dimes for that little scooter, but the time, the little paper hat that she made for him and he was looking goofy, that's almost nominal in cost. But the time that he's spending is getting extrapolated because it is a beautiful day outside. It's Monday, it's 4th of July, and it's just him and his daughter, dude. Like, I'm assuming that's his daughter, could be his niece, I don't know, but you get my point. That's us, man. Us choosing all the times, like, should I spend time with a real woman or should I spend time with porn? Up to you, bro. Like, literally, it's up to you. But most men, they're like too scared. They're afraid of rejection. She's too pretty. I get nervous. It's so much easier to just choose something than to be tricked into something. Right? Like I'm almost tricking myself into my own emotions. I'm almost tricked into my own reactions. I've been set up emotionally, so therefore I'm only reactionary. Instead of being disciplined and determined and saying, I'm not reactionary anymore, I'm directionary. Right? I'm choosing a direction, and I'm not waiting on any external source anymore. I don't need a Supreme Court to tell me to keep my pants on or put a condom on or what my responsibilities are as a man when I have a child. Okay, we all went to biology. We all know what boys and girls in the plumbing looks like. We all know what happens when the plumbing gets stuck. right? Like when we start putting the pipe inside the pipe or the hole, we know what happens. And everybody's shocked, like, oh my God, you won't let me get an abortion. Oh my God, you couldn't keep your pants on? Well, he took off the condom. Well, you slept with someone that would take off a condom. Better luck next time. And that's all we're saying is like, we made bad reproductive choices and we want someone else to come save us. Like, allow me to kill my own baby, said no one ever. And that's what we're doing right now. I mean, the Spartans used to do it. If you want to talk about the first time in history, they wouldn't allow you to have a retarded baby. They wouldn't allow you to have even a weak baby. They would check this baby out on the top of a mountain and they would chuck that baby down that mountain to keep the strength of it. It's draconian. It's so, oh my God. I don't know that kind of thought process. But again, I can't be somebody else. When you're inside your head, you're the only one listening. And that's what's so important about listening to ourselves. Instead of listening to the news or listening to social media or listening to our friends, we had to listen to ourselves. And normally that thing's thinking like, oh man, I don't have enough money. That motherfucker's talking to you. Maybe I should pick up extra shifts. Oh shit, I'm getting fat. Let me go get some more ice cream. He doesn't love me. Time to go watch another rom-com. I mean, it's so ridiculous the things we let ourselves do. The freedom that we have over ourselves and how we abuse it and how we abuse our time is just phenomenal to me. I'm just shocked that people just kind of, I don't know, maybe the days just go by too fast and the sun rises up and you don't see it as another opportunity to live. I do. I really do. I'm like, this is the day. Seize the day. C'est la vie. No, that's such as life. Carpe diem. Seizing the day and saying, okay, you, me, society. Okay, so it's you. You got all this time. You got all this freedom. What are you going to do with it? What are you going to do with this body? What are you going to do with this mind? What are you going to do with this soul? And now you're getting morning motivated. You're starting to say like, yeah, dude, I'm not just some fucking robot, man. I'm not just here to pay my fucking bills. I'm here to live and live a free life. And that freedom, the freedom to live is what I'm feeling, you know, like that I can just go to Spain and see my friends. I can just go to well, they won't let me because of the COVID shots, but I'm not vaccinated. But the choice of being vaccinated, not vaccinated, that's all up to us. And everybody's sitting around there trying to pressure everyone else to wear a mask or get a shot. And now it's time for you to get abortion or not to kill your own baby. We start seeing things, but we don't start seeing us. Right? We're calculating everyone externally, but not calculating ourselves internally. Saying, did I do that workout today? Well, I mean, like a robot, no, but did I, that would be one way of saying it, but did I free my mind from my body? You know, that's what I feel when I'm working out, man. Like my best friend Matt does it. He's been doing Iron Gym in New Mexico, but he calls it therapy sessions. They are literally recouping people from addiction, dude. They're literally saying, you're a former addict. This is how we solve it. This is how we piece ourselves back together again, by actually treating ourselves with some kind of humanity and not beating ourselves up for all our failures or what has happened, but taking control after it's happened and going, okay, I see you. I see what's going on. Okay, this is my responsibility. Maybe I shouldn't have been cruising with my ounce and a half because I know Mississippi's dangerous and I know I already got a gun charge. This guy's risked it for the biscuit. Is it overkill? Yeah, especially from a lot of state laws. But right now, everybody has different state laws. They did a trigger law effect for the abortions. And now if you're like in the Midwest, you're going to be screwed. You know, in Texas or something like that, trying to get rid of your baby. These are places that are the Bible Belt. It's been called that for a hot minute. And you knew what religious Catholic Christian motherfuckers would do if they had control over it. I think I always talk about Utah, but they got polygamy. That means you can have a 12-year-old wife, dude. And it's like they do that funky ass shit. Yeah, I'm judging. Funky ass shit, perverse shit, because it's Utah. They went as far as they could to the west to a salt lake. It wasn't even a freshwater lake. It's still got brine and fucking pinch flies and all that shit. It's a nasty lake. I don't know if anybody's been in, but anyway, it's not a beautiful lake. It's not like Lake Tahoe, you know what I'm saying? It's like some celebration, but that's what ends up happening. You know, we getting ourselves in situations inside states and inside of our lives where we go, I'm going to make some decisions. Should I go to college? I made that decision. I had an abortion with my when I was 17. She said she was 15. We talked about it, kind of talked about it. She left a weird message on my thing, but um, that wasn't me in a good space. I wanted to go to college, and I did. I'm right here in my alma mater. I finished my degree right here at UNLV. I said I'm gonna do something with my life. It was something that I told her I was gonna do. I thought the baby would interrupt that, and that we were too young. Now, when she's usually sober and responding, my ex, she would say, "Yeah, we were too young," you know. And I always kind of wonder what would happen, but it had happened. Now that this abortion rights go on, and I didn't want it to happen for me again. I didn't want to have 2 abortions. This time I really wanted to have the baby. This time I really was in a good place. I'm not as financially as I'd like to be, but I'm in a good mental space. And she wasn't. She was still drinking coffee, not taking her prenatal vitamins, having prepartum depression, going through a divorce, not having custody of her kids, all sorts of dumpster fire shit that was on her side of the fence, man. And when you're in that way, look at the results I got. My baby died because of mental illness, dude. And it sucks because it's part of my mental illness, part of her mental illness, but that's exactly what happened. And that's what we don't do. We don't talk about our choices before they happen. We want to talk about real freedom. You have the freedom of choice. And that's what I'm talking about. When you choose something and you don't like the outcome, you're the only one to blame. You can't blame it on a Supreme Court. You can't blame it on your country. You can't blame it on your state. It's on you. And that's why I keep telling people, it's on you, man. It's on you to do what you want to do with your life. It's on us to say, hey, man, I'm going to take control of this body. I just did with my mind. I've been feeling like I want to get up and go for a walk and grab a water and have a sip and all that good stuff. But that's what we're doing, you know, with our lives. We're fucking making choices all the fucking time. And whether we want to acknowledge it or reflect on it, I'm going to sit over here because now the shade's moved around, but that's where it's at. It's when we take full control and responsibility of ourselves, dude. And that's all I wanted people to do, is just have some sort of semblance of self-control, responsibility, and accountability. And that's on us, on our heart from the start. Whenever you want to spark and you want to get live in your mind and live in your life, make it happen. Rebels, make it happen. You know, and that's what I'm talking about. Instead of waiting for somebody else, some law, something external, we can take control. We can say, no more sugar. It's been great for wonders for me. Pants falling off. I'm down to 205. I'm so excited. And I'm going to get it below. I thought 200 was the goal. Now I'm zooming in on 200. And I'm like, one more week, baby. One more week and I'm going to be set. You know what I'm saying? One more week. I'm going to be Mr. Belt Wearer. You know what I'm saying? And Mr. taking my shirt off. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to be on and popping. But before I go flexing on people, my real flex is my self-control. Just having some kind of impulse control over myself has been so tremendous. And it's been the most definition of Saints Addiction is turning negatives to positives. You know, choosing better habits. That's what we say around here. It's all coming down to our habits and our choices and our decisions. And nobody wants to be accountable for that. They kind of just want to flick through life. And they're like, well, I'll just keep looking at my feet. I'll just keep looking at my feet. Well, now your body's just keeping getting fatter, more still, and keeping you sitting still. And that's so asinine to me when this whole life's open to hear the beetles in the trees and see the different greens and all the things flickering. And it's this life. We're on this awesome planet that circulates, but most of us like, it's too hot, I'm hot inside. Man, I'm in the shade, bro. I'm going to take a shower when I get back. I'm going to wear some new clothes. It's all about choices. And then I get freer the choices that I make. Imagine that. Now I got the freedom of choice, and I'm like, I'm not swooned to go just grab a random burger because it's cheap. No, I made a choice to go get a fucking apple and a granola bar and a juice. It's about the same $5. I really did the math. I was like, that's a choice. And most people, well, I don't got the time to go make my meals. Well, maybe because you didn't meal prep or take out the time. But if you keep giving up your time or the time that you gain, or you think that you're making up for convenience, now you just paid extra money. Now you got to work extra hours, and it's not as healthy. Right? There's not really a lot of healthy things in convenience store. They're convenient, but they're only there to trap you. They want to trap you on the cigarettes, the sugar, and the convenience, you know? And it's not going to be convenient sometimes making decisions, right? It's not going to be just a walk in the park, right? No, it's going to be more than just walking. It's going to be determination and getting to will your body when your body just wants to just jump on the phone again and play Instagram games. You're never going to make it. It's never going to work. And that's something that we all have to have this conversation. To make it to work, right? not to work, not to your job, you're just over broke, but to make your life work for you. That's the ultimate test to me. That's the ultimate in expression, is to say, I determined, did I leave my glasses in my pocket? I determined my life to be a certain way. I said I wanted to be like this, and I did this almost 10, 12 years ago, 2011, 2010. Has it been 12 years? Holy shit, Saint, dude, it's been 12 years of me saying, I'm gonna travel this world, I'm gonna start this business, I'm gonna sell t-shirts, I'm gonna become a shirt addict, I'm gonna fucking keep the weight off. I'm so happy. I got all these friends. It's such a great connection to be able to fly around the world and have couches to surf on and be under the trees and hear the birds chirp and look at all the art and be here. Hold on, let me get grounded real quick with y'all. Let me get grounded real quick, man. Let me feel the blades of grass through my toes. That was a quick choice. But I wanted to look at the art. I wanted to be a part of the earth and say, man, I made it 42 years on this planet. Look at the sunshine on your boy's state. What a blessing. And I got to go to college and I'm still alive and that I'm healthy. You know, I mean, you could say, oh, thank Jesus. No, it wasn't Jesus keeping the sugar out my mouth. It was Saint. And I thank myself, just like Snoop Dogg said, I thank myself, man, because I willed myself. I said, hey, man, what do you really want in life? You want to talk about freedoms? What do you really, really want in life? And that's the conversations we all got to have. I'm going to walk right straight through the grass, man, right through all the shady parts. Shady. And that's what we end up getting stuck with. You know, I was like, I don't want friends to be, one friend that called me at 6 a.m. this morning. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? Demanding my attention at 6 a.m. Don't do that. That's not respectful. About this close to getting blocked. Or the other homie that went out his way while he's all on the sauce and talking about, you don't like my music or all you always on my song. I mean, he was kind of just bitching and moaning and jumping from topic to topic and not very coherent. And he's like, I don't like that energy. Well, let me block you. You don't have to see my energy. You don't have to be worried about what I do or how I do it. You know, I'm not worried about what you do and how you do it. I'm sure as hell not calling you at 6 a.m. to talk about it. Or the other girl that was at 5 a.m. You're right. I am out of pocket. Yeah, Miss Brittany, you are out of pocket. You should get some self-control. Or are you going to just keep doing your TikTok videos in your underwear in your kitchen while your kids wash? Right. So while you're over there busy showing your butthole and somebody else is watching your kids, you can tell me all you want about your ex-husbands and how you wish their daddies would be more into their lives. Right? I hear that all the time. But how much control do you have? Are you a fucking mom or are you an OnlyFans? And that's what's really, I'm about to make a shirt that says OnlyFans over Instagrams. You're like, fucking shit, man. Like, I mean, like, is that what we're doing? Are we cashing ourselves out? You know, we're cashing out. We're checking out and cashing out and checking our or cashing our souls out. That's what I'm really seeing out in life, you know, that we're willing to exchange our time for money, that we're willing to exchange our lives for, look at them, they're getting all fat off the water, for comforts. We're willing to give up our financials to comforting. Like, oh, well, I mean, it's $5 ice cream, $10 ice cream scoops because we're out in the park in Finland, you know, and I didn't bring ice cream, but you got ice cream, and I don't have impulse control, so therefore, guess what? Boom, bap, this happens, you know, and that's all I'm saying in life is that we have so many choices. You know, brushing our teeth, taking showers, automatic choices, but deeper choices that are affecting our lives. They are affecting our freedom. So to really be free in the mind, like Nelson Mandela, like Mahatma Gandhi, like your boy Martin Luther King, you know, we have to fight back for that. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna have to do things like, oh, and this guy's starting to start some shit too. I'm just gonna block him. I'm on a block mode. Anybody that wants to argue or disturb my peace, they're not gonna like the next response. You're not gonna have any access to me. I'm not gonna sit here argue with you. I'm not gonna sit here trying to prove the point. That is not what I do anymore. It used to be what I spent my energy on. It used to be the way that I treated myself. That's what it used to be like. And I wonder, if I'm gonna go fill up my water bottle. That looks like an elevator. But that's a choice. You know, we're all making choices left, right, and straight, and whether we like it or not. Well, Lee Business School, I spent a lot of time in these buildings with that choice. Yeah, it was hot. Yeah, my car wasn't working. Yeah, it was overheating. Yeah, it was old, but I still showed up.
Because I made that choice, I now have a college degree. And people want to smack their chest going, I got a college degree. Yeah, because I did something, man. I applied myself. I said, self, you're going to do something with your life. You're not just going to let life happen to you. You're going to make your life happen to it. And that's the ultimate freedom, is just not being dictated by commercials or social media or some bullshit. No, ma'am, no, sir. Now all of a sudden it's my choice, my life. Hopefully it's open so I can get some water. But that's all it is. There's a hummingbird right here with me. It's all closed up. Of course it is. I saw another thing. Hopefully he'll let me get some water. I got cotton mouth like a motherfucker. But that's what I'm saying in my life. You know, I'm saying that I wanted better for my life. And that was a choice I made. So while I was sitting there, look how beautiful these are. Oh my God. Oh my God in heaven. Wow. All purple and blue, or purple and white. That's absolutely gorgeous. And that's what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about those decisions. To stop and smell the roses. This is a small decision, but it makes all the difference. It stops me from living in my head and going like, oh, it's just me in here, and what I got to go through in my life, and the way my life developed and all that other shit. No, man, not going to put the blame on somebody else, but say, I made a lot of choices. Some were beneficial, some were not. Going to college? Yeah. Do I wish I had that child too? Yeah. Can I have my cake and eat it at the same time? Probably not. Just being real. That's the choice, you know? And going to class, you know, I had to show up. That was a choice too, you know? This fucking place. And at that time, oh, fucking crazy it is. And at that time, it's the best decision I could make, you know? Is being real to myself and saying, hey, yourself, time to get an education, you know? Hey, yourself, I'm gonna go get educated in a college degree instead of a child. Is that the best decision I could have made? Probably not. But it is the decision that I made. Do I regret it? Yeah, I mean, I'd love to have a baby right now. I would have loved to have a baby with my high school sweetheart and still made it to college and have supportive parents and he'll hear the bell ring, you know? That would be awesome. But then again, there are choices and there are decisions. There are people that are deciding to get on boats right now, handmade boats, just to come over across the way from Cuba. It's a life decision, yo. And they're out there. All of our lives are out there ready for us to bing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There it is. So it's 11 o'clock right now. It's almost 11:11. I started the show at 10:10. I got 7 minutes to end, and that's what I wanted to reach people. I thought I was going to do an hour. I knew I was going to go for my walk. I knew I was going to rejuvenate myself and make myself reappreciate what's really going on. And that's something I love to do. You know, I love my life. I love that I can lose the weight, feel great, look great. You know, I love that I can travel the world and have friends all over the world. I love that I can do this show and let these awesome ideas out of my mind and maybe reach, preach, and teach to somebody out there that's like, you know, he's got a good point. There are a lot of decisions being made, and choosing better habits is one of the best decisions I ever did. So getting my self-control and not being all plastic pocket challenge, y'all. Plastic pocket challenge, and not being all in my head or in my blame or in my hate, but in my own soul, in my own mind, and saying, I want better for myself. I want something that pushes me, that makes me will myself into a better man, where I no longer, more plastic pocket challenge. I need to get the mustard packs on the ground, damn. To be in control of me. And that's all we're going to talk about. You're always talking about my body, my decision. It is your body. It is your choice. And when you start making these choices, know how powerful you are. It's that simple. There's a trash can right there. Oh, here's one right here too. It's that simple. And the more we get in tune with what we do to ourselves or how we move, the better off we'll be. And that's just something I wanted everybody to be, is better off, you know. And I don't want to be under control. I want you to have just as much choice as I do over my body. Yes, that's recycling. Boom, baby, boom. Just as much choice instead of that trash can. Boom, baby, boom. That's my choice. That's something I reached inside of my life, and I said, you know what? That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do something better by ourselves. We're gonna start making better decisions. We're gonna start having better reactions and better outcomes. And that's what I want everybody to have the freedom to. Is there that much control? If you want it to be, you know, if you want it to be, before there's a Supreme Court or a judge or a police officer telling you what to do, there's always the control factor of not driving your car because you know it doesn't have registration. I drive mine, no registration, no expired driver's license, because I don't give a fuck. You know, this is my anarchy. But I also know how to do my time in jail. Most motherfuckers are like, no, oh no, I'll go to jail. I'm like, I'll be there for maybe a day, get out on bail, be back on my ass and doing the damn thing. Not doing anything to hurt nobody. And I don't want anybody to do anything to hurt me. So that's why I go to other countries, like Thailand now. Hey, with the free weed, they freed the weed, man. So now weed is not free, but you know, we're allowed to grow it and smoke it, and everything's back up to kosher. So now I got the perfect island with the perfect weed and the perfect life, and it's almost perfect, but you know, I know that nothing's ever gonna be perfect. You know, when I'm out in Thailand, I'm away from my friends in Vegas, and when I'm in Vegas, I'm away from Thailand. There's choices. And we're not going to get our cake and eat it at the same time. So that's all I'm having this conversation with people. It's just like these choices add up. They make us who we are. And they make our lives what they are. And that's all I'm putting it up to people. It's just like, you know, our lives are coming at us one little bit at a time. How we handle it, really up to us. So, you know, it's always going to be up to us. It's always been up to us. It's just time that we acknowledge it. You know, we acknowledge that we are powerful beyond measure. Everything that we decide is going to have an outcome. And to determine to have better outcomes, we need to just make better decisions. So before you go sleeping with that boy, ask yourself, is this a man I would love to have a child with, or is this just recreational? Save yourself the heartache, you know? Choose a better partner. That's all the things that we can't do. We're all trying to do hot girl summer and cute dude at the phone party, but we don't want to choose the guy that's down to actually go to work and build that baby. No, you just wanted to get the quick nut. Now, if he was an athlete, all of a sudden it's like, sure, nutting me. Let me shake this condom upside down and inside me so I can have your baby and get $200,000 a month, $300,000 a month. Fucking Dr. Dre, you know, and his ex-wife. So, because I love my life. That's my hour of the show. Got 2 more minutes to go. I'm gonna go this way. That part's way too hot. I'm gonna get back up to the spot where I was screaming, I love my life. I'm going to get back to the spot where I have self-control. I'm going to get back to the spot where I go for my morning walks, where I quit my sugars, where I quit my masturbation, where I quit the cigarettes, where I quit the meth, where I quit the fucking coke, where I quit the fucking women, where I quit the, sex addiction, all the addictions. This is Saint's addiction. And I was being honest about my addiction and say, you know what? Not putting it on nobody but me, man. It's not putting it on nobody but me. And that's all that matters. So I'm going to make it happen. Because that's what rebels do. Rebels make it happen. I'm gonna make my life happen, because that's what men do, you know, and women too. So go be that ultimate woman that you are. I want everybody to be free. This is egalitarianism. That's why I posted that. But you know, like I know, as soon as the lever moves, give me a long enough, what do you say? Give me a long enough lever and I'll move the world. Absolutely true. And that's what we do. So that's on my heart from the start. It's your boy Marky Saint, Saint's Addiction. I'm out here with the light. I'm out here in the light, big old light switch, living in my light, living in my truth, and being free from mental slavery, being free from the outcome or somebody else trying to control me. I get to be free in my own decision, in my own mind, in my own world. That's right. That's right. In my own reflection. That's right. Give over take, baby. Saint, you look great. You're doing great things, man. Keep up the good work. Talk to yourself. Tell yourself nice things. Be the change you want to see in the world, and then you'll be free. So that's your boys, Marky Saints. Morning motivation, baby. All my heart from the start. There's no marijuana in this one. I even quit that a little bit. I just want to be free, and I want to be happy. and I want that for you too. So peace and love. And as always, Chigathon. That means goodbye, but not forever and finish. And I will see you on the other side as soon as you like, share, and subscribe. Peace and love. I love my life. Finally got it back. Fuck, needed that so bad. And if you need it too, give it to a friend that needs to be able to scream it from the top of their lungs, and we can all be in love with our lives. And I'll see you on the other side. Peace. Ciao. Beijos. Bella. It's a beautiful day. Go celebrate the 4th of July. You're the firework. Now light it on fire. I'll see you. Ciao.